So there have recently been some changes to ggplot2 and to Deducer that make available some new options for plotting. And this series, this video and the next one, are going to show you a little bit about that. This video is going to show two new geomes, or two new types of plots that are available, the dot plot and the violin plot. And the next video will show you how to customize your graphics with the new guide system. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to do is we have Deducer open here, and we're going to bring in a data set, prestige, which is about sort of job prestige. We can take a look at this data set real quick. It has information on education, income, the percentage of women in that profession, the prestige of that profession, and the type of profession is professional, blue collar, white collar. And there are about 100 or so different professions that are listed here. And so we can go ahead and look and try and visualize some of the aspects of this data by opening up the plot builder. And if we go to geometric elements here, we will see a couple of new options here. So here's the dot plot, which is a new option. We double click on that, and let's just take a look at income real quick. Okay, so now we have a very nice display. This display works, it's basically a histogram, but it works well in small data sets because each point is represented in a very intuitive way. And we can see that it's a right skewed distribution. But we may want to look at how this matches up with professionalism. So here we have on our x-axis income. What we want to do is we want to switch it up so that income is now on our y-axis, and that the type of profession is going to be on our x-axis. Now if I do it just like this, it's not going to work because it's still going to try and plot the points, line them up on the x-axis. So what we need to do is we need to go over here and say we're going to bin these things by the y-axis, and that works just fine. However, everything's sort of moving to the right, so we need to tell it to center the stack direction. Okay, and so now we have a nice looking dot plot here, and we can see that the professionals tend to have higher income, and there's also a bigger range of incomes in the professionals. Blue collar and white collar actually seem to have fairly similar distributions, and we also have a couple missing values here denoted by NA. And we can also take a look at one of the other new geomes called a violin plot, and we'll just drag that on here, and we can see that the violin plot is basically a density approximation of this dot plot. So let's bring this dot plot to the front here so we can take a look here, and we'll just add a little transparency, bring the alpha down. Okay, so we can see that this violin plot is a density approximation to the dot plot, and so that gives us a very nice two very nice ways of representing the relationship between a continuous and a categorical variable. I think these are actually a lot better to use than, let's say, a box plot. They give you a lot more information about the distribution of the variable. See if we were to drag on a box plot here. The box plots do not give you nearly as much information about the distribution as these two other types of plots do. Okay, but you know, we had to do a lot of manipulation here, and there were a lot of complicated options. So we have also some recipes called templates that we can use to quickly create these common types of graphs. So if we want to create a grouped dot plot like we had there, all we need to do is drag the group dot plot onto the plot, put income into the variable, and type into the group. And we've got the same box plot that we had before, but without having to worry about all of the different complicated options. Okay, so that about wraps it up for this intro. Next, we are going to take a look at how we can customize this plot to get everything exactly the way that we want it.